This is a video on how we're going to be organizing tutoring classes this semester. So I'll be speaking directly to Nicole and Maddie and Katrina, but anyone who's an administrator of the individual courses, of the individual tutoring sessions will be able to do the same things in here, but still useful even if you're not an administrator to know how it works. So the whole thing about how assignments were put in with regard to how students would be given credit for attending. That's not going to happen anymore. So now what I've done is I've created for each tutoring session, I've created a section. Um, so if you go in here, Katrina, you're going to see, I believe I have it correct, all of the sections that we have you scheduled for tutoring. So for example, right here, you're going to see under yours, you're going to see semester 2 Tuesday period 3, and you'll see semester 2 Tuesday period 5. Ms. Wagner, you're going to have all of yours in here. Maddie, you have yours. I put mine in here too. We'll see if we're going to add other people who do tutoring. But rather than doing the previous thing where we had assignments in there, it's going to be done quite differently. So I'm going to give you an example of how this will work. Let's say, Ms. Wagner, that you have somebody who has been requested to be in your period 4 tutoring on Monday. So rather than me having everybody assigned to the class, you will actually have to add that person. So you'll go to that particular section, you'll go to members, and you will add them to that section. All right, so you go add members. I'm going to put a fake student in there, student, and I will now add that student. And what this will allow you to do is this will allow you to take attendance for that student. So um, let's say he showed up here on Friday, January 1. Um, Remember the way it works is if they rather it's default, it's they were there. So you go ahead, you press save, and now the student is there for that day. Now, here's how we will record what happened that day. Under the attendance, there's also a comment button. So under here, you can write showed up 15 minutes late, worked on algebra 1, late, homework not done yet, or something like that. And the little checkbox right here is important. If you have it checked, that means this will actually show up for the student and the parents to see. So in general, I would think that that's always a good thing to put in there. We can uncheck it, and this could be useful if we ever want to put anything down there that is that we don't want them seeing. So Rosalie, this could be the kind of thing that you maybe think about. This would be anything that that the class administrators could see. So if it was checked, they could that everyone could see it. If it's not checked, we could put down something that we might want to keep private from students. At any rate, that's the general procedure we're going to go through there. It will fall for right now, unless we decide to change this later on, it's going to fall to the actual administrator of the class. So Katrina, if somebody is going to be coming to you regularly for for tutoring, you have to go in and put them in. And if they stop coming to you, if basically, let's say they get their grades up and mom and the advisor and everyone else says, that's fine, take them out, you can go in there and you can remove them from the course. You scroll down, you hit unenroll. Now, the downside of doing this is then it will no longer show up on their schedule, but also, while it will not make all of that information of their attendance disappear, the students will not be able to see it anymore, the parents will not be able to see it anymore. just you will be able to go in there and check it. Now, if you want to go ahead and have the information come back, then you're entitled to do that. You can go ahead and re-enroll them by going, um, well, let's see, right now there's no inactive. Let's see, I'll show you. If you unenroll right here, then you will have inactive students, and you can go ahead and you can reactivate them later on. Um, at any rate, that's the procedure for doing that piece. Hopefully it will work fine. You can have the same student enrolled in all of your sections. Um, and I think that's everything. Let me know if you have any questions.